Okay, hey guys, I'm gonna just do the first part of this video really quick because I have a lot to go over, because I decided to give you guys like a little mini history lesson about how the modern Olympics sort of came about and whatnot. So that video is already like 6 minutes long, so I have to really keep this short. So yes, I've never really been into sports, but this year I really got into the Olympics for some reason. I don't know, but I've been like glued to my TV, just like, oh my god, it's been like this obsessive, like it's like basically I'm taking this as like a whole new fandom. Like that's sort of how like addicted I am to the Olympics at the moment. So yeah, the opening ceremonies were fantastic, but I do have to agree with Alex on the whole phone thing. I didn't get it. I thought it was kind of stupid. Whatever, but overall the opening ceremonies were really nice, and being the history nerd that I am, I decided to sort of give you guys like a background to the Olympics and how everything got started. So, as most of you know, the Olympics were started off, they started off in Greece, and they were something very important to the Greeks. Like, they would postpone wars during the time of the Olympics, and it was just this big thing where the entire country, where the entire country sort of came together, and it was like this big thing that everybody had to focus all of their attention on the Olympics. Ironically, women weren't even allowed to watch the Olympics. Like, it was just like women, they were not allowed to compete. I mean, that was absolutely ridiculous to them. Like, women just no, and they weren't even allowed to watch the games. So really, it was most of the men, but, you know, that's how ancient societies worked, as well as current societies. Okay, women weren't allowed, even as spectators, like I said before. Interesting fact was that, the men that competed in the games were completely naked, and, you know, they say that it was to prevent cheating, you know, so you can hide anything under your clothing or anything like that that would help you win the games. So that's a fun little fact. About 1,500 years after the ancient Olympics, this guy that we're just going to call Pierre, because I'm going to butcher his last name, but his name was Pierre. He decided to bring back the games. He was a French aristocrat who was only 7 years old when France was overrun by the Germans during the Franco-Prussian War in 1870. Basically, this guy believed that the reasoning for France losing the war was because the French military lacked vigor. And to him, that was the reason why they lost the war originally. So he decided to analyze the educational system of Germany, Great Britain, and America, and then he compared that to the French education. And he noticed that something that the French lacked was any type of exercise, specifically sport, which he believed was the key to a vigorous person. So he decided to try and raise awareness and enthusiasm for sporting in France, and people didn't really take too well to this. Nobody really agreed with him, but regardless of the fact that nobody really supported him at the time, he continued on trying to raise support for his cause. But that all changed, however, when he brought about the idea of bringing back the ancient games. He was not the first to bring about the idea, however, he was the most successful in this. Several people had tried to bring the games back before, but he was the first to really capture a lot of people's attention. So in oh my god, my throat is killing me. Okay, in 1892, he held a meeting with 79 delegates who were from 9 different countries, and he presented the idea of bringing back the original games to them. And as I was saying before, he was the first to really grab people's attention. And some believe that the reason why he was able to do this as opposed to the several other people who had already tried is because when he presented the idea, he did it in a sort of dramatic fashion, you know. He basically, when he was giving his whole, like, really eloquent speech about how the games could bring us together and how it was something that was necessary and it was going to be good for the people and all that good stuff. He did it with this whole neoclassical mural as his backdrop, and he had, like, ancient Greek columns, like, in the auditorium where he held his speech. So it was just this big dramatic thing that he created to sort of capture people's attentions when it came to bringing back the games. So yeah, people liked the idea, and several years later, in 1896, April 6th to be exact, the games were revived, and the first original modern Olympic Games were held in Athens, Greece. So the moral of the story is that you can thank the Franco-Prussian War for the modern Olympics, and that's how things work in history. So